victory at Q2 Stadium. What's up, everyone? My name is Tyrone, host of the Verde and Black Show here on YouTube with your in-depth look, analysis, recap of all things Austin FC. And once again, we go down early by a couple of goals, and then we storm back and end up winning 4-3. Let's jump right into it. All right, so nothing really of note from the lineup. Everything looked particularly the same. Ruti up top, Driussi, Finley, Fagundes, Pereira, Ring, Gallagher, Gabrielson, Cascante, Lima, and Stuver. They go up 1-0. Then in about 10 minutes later, they get another goal. Now we're down 2-0. I would have liked to have seen Stuver handle that ball a little bit better on that goal where he basically fisted it right into Sporting Kansas City players coming in, and they were able to just really easily volley it back into the net. So that was kind of frustrating on Stuver's part. But then Gallagher is able to get us one back. We're thinking, okay, we're only down 2-1 at home. A lot of things can go right for Austin FC. We like making things harder on ourselves than they probably need to be, and thus, we're still down 2-1, and then obviously, that penalty kick from Johnny Russell right before half, and now we're down 3-1 going into halftime. We were tied on shots, 14 apiece. We did have 2 more shots on goal than Sporting Kansas City. Our possession was at 62% to 38%. We definitely were the better side and the better squad. It's just, we like digging ourselves out these holes at home, and it just becomes really frustrating trying to get out of them, but we end up doing it. So, second half starts, we're down 3-1. You'd like to see maybe an early goal. It doesn't necessarily come. Cascante does get one back in the 63rd minute. So probably right around the time, that Wolf is probably looking to make changes. Cascante gets one. Now we're down 3-2. You're just hoping, okay, we're trying for this comeback. Let's not allow any more goals. Shut down on defense, which is exactly what we did. And then in the 85th minute, Danny Hoesen has a real nice volley off the left bottom post to tie it up. And there's just about 7 minutes left in the game. We're tied 3-3. The substitutes, Jean Kolmanich comes in for Lima. Washington Caruso, our new signing, comes in for Pereira. And then Danny Hoesen, the goal scorer, comes in for Urruti. So, so we're tied 3-3. You think all the momentum is on Austin FC's side. I was a little worried after being at the San Jose game that, we were maybe going to fall asleep and allow one late, but we didn't. Luckily, fortunately, the man, the myth, the legend, the MVP of MLS this season, Sebastian Driussi, he's clinical. He's in the right place at the right time, able to peel off, when he recognizes that the box is too filled. The ball gets played back to him, and he's able to just slot it away. Didn't have to do a lot, just had to put it on target, and it was going to go in. So that was in the 94th minute. I believe there were 10 minutes of extra time, so we played 100 minutes last night. And then once we scored, we are probably the best team in MLS that had really parking the bus. Some things of note. I was happy that we got the win. I think it would have been a drastic tie at home after tying San Jose, one of the worst teams in MLS. Back-to-back weeks, you can't tie at home 2 games in a row, especially if what we're trying to do in the playoffs is advance. So that was a little worrisome. I think, granted, I feel like us as fans, we're confident that if we go down a goal or 2, regardless of who we're playing, you definitely don't want to see that against LAFC or the Union or the Red Bulls. I guess we kind of came back from the Red Bulls, but you understand what I'm saying. You don't want to be down in the playoffs, 1, even 2 goals. But we've shown that we can do it. The only difference is in the playoffs, the stakes are much higher. There is no game after if we lose. And so, granted, while I think we are able to put up goals if we, find ourselves in a deficit, it's not a good habit to be forming, and it feels like it's kind of the mainstay of the season right now. I would say a couple weeks ago, the mainstay, the topic for Austin FC was we're incredible on the road and terrible at home. And now it's kind of, the trend is we like going down and then, finding a way to tie or potentially win a game. When from the get-go, it just doesn't feel like we're on. So a couple ways to fix this. I think Josh Wolf needs to really assess and maybe give some minutes to additional players. What I'm thinking is, maybe try Hosen starting up top for Arruti. Arruti hasn't done much as of late. And Hosen has looked sharp. I mean, he had that nice volley for the third goal in this game. I'm not saying Arruti needs to be on the bench for, an extremely long time, but, give someone else a chance. Arruti's not getting it done, Wolf. Additionally, I think Finley needs to come off. I would like to see Washington Caruso get a couple of starts before the playoffs, at least to get his feet wet, not feel like he's only coming on in the 60th minute. So I would like to see Hosen up top, Caruso on the right. Those two would be some changes. I also, I'm not very impressed with Nick Lima, to be honest. So in addition to those two changes, I'm okay with seeing maybe Owen Wolf come in at right back and just, seeing what he could do up and down that field. Maybe not the full 90 minutes, but at least, 60, 65 minutes of Owen Wolf at right back, I think could be very productive and offensively positive for Austin FC. So that's it from me. We got the win. Now we go to Minnesota United on the road, which will be an extremely tough place to play. And then it comes back home for LAFC, the one that everyone's waiting for. Hopefully, Minnesota United's not a trap game. We're not getting too far ahead of ourselves because Minnesota United are a solid squad. So we very well, if we do fall asleep, can find ourselves down 2-0 or 3-0, which I hope doesn't happen. But really nice victory from Austin FC. Josh Wolf does need to figure out some things, from the get-go. I think the potential lineup changes may be beneficial. I'm not saying we should rest players, but, we're obviously doing something wrong by going down, 2-0, 3-1 at half, and then storming back. I don't know if that's just because we don't have the offensive firepower from the start, or the lineup needs to change, but those are some suggestions. I appreciate the support, guys. I'll see y'all at Q2 Stadium for the LAFC game, but let's go get some more points on our way to the playoffs. Listos.